Whoop. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're live. We're live. We're live. Hi, folks. This is Mike at, there you have it, Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in Sharpsburg, Georgia. Wow. Oh, somebody's watching. Somebody's watching. Somebody's watching. Oh, my. It's a nice, bright, sunny day down here. Kind of crisp, though. We'll talk about that in a few minutes, but I'll take it. I'll take it. The sunshine puts me in a much better mood. Oh boy, everybody's going, what is he doing? But those of you who may have watched some of my previous videos will realize what I'm doing, because even though we did a video yesterday about the roof, and we'll go out there in a minute and look at that, we had previewed the fender, and I wanted to just review that for you. I wanted to show you guys, remember all that grit that was in the paint on this fender up here? I think you can see it pretty good in this photograph, and over here you can see some of it where the light's hitting it just right. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I had made a run at correcting that before, but didn't really diligently do it. So this time I decided to give it the full try. So, whoops, wrong way, wrong way. Oh, so here you go. This is where I started out this morning with a little bitty test area. And you can pretty much tell what I did. I put the 3000 grit sandpaper on an orbital sander / polisher and made a couple passes, but as you can see over there, it wasn't having a tremendous amount of effect on that gritty, bubbly stuff in the paint. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, yeah, there I was still doing that. Still doing that. Then, I believe this is where I stepped back down to 2000 grit regular wet dry sandpaper with a sanding pad, and as you can see, I was starting to make more progress here. Got rid of, I had that uniform haze, which is ideal, but I still had a few spots, so I had to go over it 2 or 3 times, and I was doing this by hand, folks, not with a machine. With that lower grit wet dry sandpaper, I really didn't want to get too aggressive with the machine, but I'll probably change that when I get down to these other parts now that I've seen what I can do. And here we go. Here's a shot of after I wet sanded with the 2000 grit. I went back over that again with the 3000 grit to remove those 2000 grit sanding marks. And then I used our Sonex Cut Max with a hybrid wool pad and my smaller rotary and polished it up a little bit. Oh boy. And here you go. There you can see where the tape is. This is the area I did here. From up here down to about where the antenna is as far as I went. Because this was just a test, folks. And you can see on this side of the tape, which hasn't been touched, that pebbly stuff, grit in the paint, whatever the heck it was. Mako, you never know. And up here, all that is now gone, and we've got a pretty good uniform shine and gloss across the whole thing. Just another shot at the grit, the before and after kind of thing. There's some of the tools I used this morning. There's my orbital sander with the 3000 grit on it. That's the 2000 grit wet dry sandpaper I used with a sanding block. And some of the spots I did have to go back and couldn't get in there with this, so that's 3000 grit also. I just folded it up and did it by hand. Oh boy, what a pain. You get spoiled to using these machines, folks. Well, you're thinking to yourself, well, heck, what does it look like live now? You know what? Let's walk out there and take a look. And I'll also show you how the roof turned out yesterday. Okay, stand by. Here we go. Walking out to my garage. Alrighty then. And this morning when I got started, It was a little bit chilly out here, even in the garage, so I did turn my heat on just to get the temperature up and make all this stuff work a little better, a little faster. Oh boy, I gotta turn that heat down. My thermometer's saying it's 65 degrees in here. Quite balmy at the moment. But let's step over here and I'll just give you guys a quick look. I don't know if you saw the previous video, you know how awful that roof was. And this is after all the results yesterday. You know, the aggressive clay barring. And with this, I just used a 3000 grit wet dry sandpaper with an orbital sander and hit a few little corner spots where I couldn't get in with the machine. Then I came back with the compound and the big buffer. And yeah, there's some, you know, buffer trails, that sort of thing. It's not bad though. But that's okay because I want those because I'm going to reapply the Optimum Clear Coat Restorer, and it likes some scratching to help grip. But you know, if y'all remember the roof, it was pitiful, pitiful, full of defects, covered and with all kinds of contaminants, and it looks really good now except for the buffer trails, which should disappear. So now we'll go down and get you a live look at this fender here. You know, once again, I'll kind of review for you. You know, I don't know if y'all could see all that stuff, you know, the gritty, rough stuff. We went over that in yesterday's video. And this whole fender looked like that. And we talked about what I did, but here's a live shot of what this portion of the fender looks like now. Not bad, folks, not bad at all. I'll take it, I'll take it. Especially when I get the clear coat back on it. It'll be even better, and then get the titanium coating on top of that. It'll be really nice for a extra cheap Mako pitiful paint job. Sometimes Mako does a relatively good job. I guess it's just depending on who the manager of that particular facility is, and you know, who's doing the painting, how experienced they are, and all that kind of stuff. And you know, they have different packages. You know, they have the cheap packages, and then they try to upsell you. But this was the cheapest package. I think it's evidenced by the fact they even painted my fog lights red. For Pete's sakes. Story for another day. And instead of using the big boy buffer today, because this is kind of a small area and it's got a real curve to it, I dropped back down to my other rotary with the 5-inch backing plate, and I just happened to use what they call a hybrid wool pad, and just because that's what I happened to grab, even though I do have wool pads just for that, that's what I happened to grab. So I used that for the compounding aspect of this. Now, I'm not going to go back and do a final polish, which I would normally do, and which most of you would normally do, because that's not what I'm trying to get done. When I put the Clear Coat Restorer on there, the people at Optimum Clear Coat Restorer that I've talked to on the phone a number of times and by email say, you do not want to polish the paint, you know, do a final polish. You don't want that mirror reflection if you're going to be putting that stuff on, because it needs those scratches, like I told you before, to grab a hold to. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, there's a live look at that photograph you guys saw a while ago. In case you, there's my Sonex Cut Max, which I've ended up using. A pretty soft microfiber towel there that I used, and a wipe-off towel, which is a lower pile. An empty package for the 3000 grit, which I went to town yesterday and purchased. Oh my goodness. But anyway, that's about that, folks. Just want to catch y'all up. So now I shall move on to this section. Now that I've kind of scienced it out, it should go much quicker. Now I should be able to drop back down for these lower vertical panels and just do the 3000 grit stuff. I don't think I'll have to get as aggressive down here as I did up there. You know, that tops of those rear fenders next to the trunk deck. Yeah, I'll have to do this same procedure because it's all gritty and crappy looking. I've showed you guys that. I can see it from here, but I don't know if y'all can, but you can see the, the gritty, rough texture of the paint back there, I think. So yeah, that'll have, this section here will have to be more of that same procedure I used this morning. You can see the pebbly, gritty, whatever the heck you want to call it in here, up through here, and then all of a sudden right here, you got a clear shiny spot, and then you got the same thing back here. So we'll see if we can clear that up some as well. But like this section here is fine. I won't have to do nothing to this but compound it. Get it ready for the clear coat. I appreciate everybody that managed to tune in live. I know everybody's got busy lives, work and all that kind of stuff, post-holiday stuff. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And maybe some of you guys will tune in later and watch it when it's not live. That'd be okay too. I appreciate everybody. You know what they say. Like, tag, share, subscribe, comment below. All that stuff helps my algorithm. Well, it's warm out here. I'm going to have to turn that heat down and get rid of this hoodie. Yeah, I got a hoodie on. Needed it this morning, but now I'm going to have to come out of it. I would prefer to open the door and just let the fresh air come in. I prefer that a lot. But sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. Oh, yeah, okay, there I am. There I am, folks. Live in the glass. Oh, boy. Probably a mistake. But I appreciate everybody. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and it'll notify you as we progress along this journey here on the updates and let you know when there's new videos being posted. I've done a lot on this project, mostly because I'm trying to distract myself from life, some sad times, and keep busy, and also that I don't have any other customer projects at the moment, which is okay. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, so I'll get back to it, and I appreciate you folks very, very much. Thank you. I'll see you here in a little while. Bye-bye.